You're listening to the Social Selling Simplified podcast. Stick around if you too are obsessed with learning things that actually work and believe that success leaves clues. We're all about identifying results-producing roadmaps and getting super clear on how to scale and grow your online business. From part-timer to president, social selling expert Ashley Shaw will help you connect the dots and take the guesswork out of what works to grow a social selling empire. It's time to hear from social selling legends, listen in on truthful conversations, and learn the best tips and tricks to reduce the marketing overwhelm so you can build the social selling business of your dreams. If you're ready to go all in, no holding back, and build the business you've always wanted, you're in the right place. Here's your host, educator, social selling guru, and fitness industry OG, Ashley Shaw.
Welcome to Social Selling Simplified. I'm your host, Ashley Shaw. In today's episode, I'm going to be talking about the fastest way to 10x your monthly income. Whether you're a network marketer or somebody trying to build an online business, these same principles will apply. First thing I want to do here is I need to debunk some myths. There are a lot of influencers out there and uplines, to be honest, that promote really bad habits. And what I mean by this is that, they're basically teaching that you should put all your effort into the social media basket. And that is just such bad advice. And I'll tell you why. The reason that is really bad advice is that, first of all, when it comes to social media, hopefully if you've listened to any of my episodes before, this is not the first time you're hearing this, but social media is a place that is very challenging unless you are paying to get seen by your audience. If you feel like sometimes you post things and there's crickets or like 2 likes or certain things happening like that, let me just tell you, it is not your fault. The platforms themselves, when we're talking about Facebook and Instagram and those sort of things, when they first get started, they need a lot of users, right? Like that's kind of where TikTok is right now. They will actually show your post to many people. It's easier to get, 1 million followers there than it is on Instagram or Facebook. The reason that is because Facebook and Instagram, they have a ton of advertisers. So when it comes to filling your news feed, they don't need your help. They have a bunch of people that are paying to be in front of people's news feeds. So what ends up happening is when a company hits that kind of tipping point, they don't need organic generated content. Your stuff is just not going to be seen as much by your audience. And usually the percentage is like 1% to 2% of your audience will see things. So when it comes to the influencers that talk about you need a hashtag strategy and this is how to get more likes and engagement and those sort of things, if you are focusing all your effort in your business on growing organically on social, it is just a very, very steep uphill climb and battle. It's not to say that, people haven't done it and those sort of things, but I would really look at who you're taking advice from too, right? Because I think there's a lot of influencers out there that are straight up like they come from a famous family. Their mom might be famous, or they've had a post that has gone viral. And I'm not saying that these things couldn't happen for you. Maybe somebody in your family is famous and they can promote your account or something like that. Or maybe eventually you'll have a post that goes viral. The problem with that is that it's not replicatable for your team and people that you might be teaching. So to me, it's bullshit, bad advice. So when I hear people, and believe me, 90+% of the people I talk to, they are concerned about what to post on social. I'm not saying there's not a time and a place for that. Obviously, social is a tool that we use that, especially when you're just kind of getting started and you have a warm audience, there are people that haven't seen your message before. Awesome. But every single person that does not know how to build an audience where they take cold people and they warm them up burns out and quits. That's why 99% of network marketers quit, is because they're not given the tools to actually grow a business. They are given the tools to talk to friends and family in their warm circle. And when that dries up, the advice is pretty simple. Just keep sharing your story. It's not your fault that your business isn't growing if that is the advice you have been given. For one, it's bad advice. And second, it is not the fastest way to actually grow your income. What the fastest way to grow your income is to have a strategy that extends beyond just social media. You can definitely utilize social media, but if your strategy starts and stops there, you're poorly set up for success. And then on top of it, you also have the thing that has happened to many people, myself included, where all of a sudden an account gets shut down and your whole business, like your doors, close overnight. And all that work that you've put into it, you do not own. So that is really the difference between, renting, which I would say is just posting on social media, versus actually owning something, which is moving towards an email list. So I want to talk about the fastest way to actually grow your income as a network marketer. So the first step is definitely incorporating social. There is a time and a place for social, but my definition of social and what you should be doing on social is going to be different. I actually do not recommend just sharing your story. I recommend using social as a place to test different hooks. When I say hook, what I mean is what is going to kind of slap somebody in the face or dump an ice bucket of cold water over them and say, pay attention. So maybe a hook, an example would be your upline's full of shit. That is an example of a hook because you're like, okay, well, what do you mean by that? Tell me more. Another example would be like keto is making you fat. That's just an example, just throwing it out there. Not saying that's the case, just saying that might get somebody that is interested to pay more attention. Another example could be your sleep habits are causing weight gain, let's just say. These are all examples of hooks, and you've got to really test out what works with your audience. That is the purpose of social media, is to test out what is going to land with your audience and do more of it. It is not to focus on, this is how many likes I got and it impacts my, self-esteem as a person and all those sort of things. Social media, I love it when I see some posts that just flat out, excuse my French, but shit the bed. And I see other posts that kill it. I'm like, okay, perfect. My audience is telling me yes, or my audience is telling me no. Awesome. They're making a decision. That is great. So that for me is the purpose of social, is having a strategy around how are you actually testing different hooks with your audience. The next step from there is actually to help move them off just social media, because we know they aren't seeing your content. It's just, unfortunately, most of our audience is not seeing our content. So when they do see our content, we want to help push them to a space like email. This is why the big influencers like Amy Porterfield and Jenna Kutcher talk about the importance of building an email list. If you look at any of their posts, I think they actually both teach email lists, but they consistently talk about the importance of it. And I've seen lots of influencers also recently talk about, this is why I'm so glad I had an email list, because my social account got shut down. So that is really the next stage here, is you need to move them over to an email list where you can send an email and you can know it's sitting in their inbox. There's a chance that they're going to read it, versus social. You have no control whether they see it or not. So that is step number 2, is make sure you have an email list where you are regularly communicating with your audience, because that is the fastest way to get the message across to them.
Hey coach, I finally have something that I've been dreaming of providing for you. I know that you definitely didn't start this business because you really felt like pestering your friends and family and getting ghosted by everyone. Chasing people down or having to follow up with them is definitely hard work, and it can feel so awkward and uncomfortable for everyone involved. But your upline probably told you that this is what successful people do, and they didn't mention to you that unless you're this superstar salesperson right off the bat, you're going to struggle forever if you keep doing it that old school way. 99% of coaches quit because they suddenly declare themselves this expert online and then go back and ask everyone who knew them to just start buying from them when they just started working out last week. And this problem applies to all network marketers, not just coaches. But the 1% that actually succeed have made it because they've caught on to a different system that's been proven to work. And it's just something that nobody really talks about. It's all about taking some simple steps to position yourself as an influencer first. So soon, instead of asking people to talk to you, you'll attract ideal customers who are already excited to learn from you and buy from you. They'll know exactly what you're about and how you can help them. Go to ashleyshaw.ca/fyourupline to learn more and see exactly what I'm talking about. You don't have to hunt people down and make them talk to you in order to get your bills paid for the rest of your life. Check out my short book called F What Your Upline Said and get an entirely different approach that will feel much more organic and authentic. That's ashleyshaw.ca/fyourupline. I'm so excited for you to start implementing these 4 simple changes in your business and see how it absolutely transforms how you feel about your business and the results that you're able to get.
So with your emails, there's a couple of different things you can do. Obviously you want to be sending some sort of welcome sequence that's warming people up, sharing what you do, why you do what you do, and some of your best content that you have out there, or videos or training or whatever you have going on. That's a really great way to warm people up. And then when you have various things launching or various things that you are teaching, adding value, doing those sort of things, you definitely want to be emailing your list and talking about those things. The other step number 3, that we cannot discount is having a lead magnet. So the reason it's called a lead magnet is that when you have something like this, it is a free piece of valuable content that your people are like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe this is free and that this person is giving this to me. I desperately need to put in my name and email address and get this. How the lead magnet ties into all of this is that in order to get someone's email, you want to have a lead magnet that you're putting in front of them to actually get that email. So lead magnets can be a PDF, it can be made in Canva. It's really simple in terms of what you can offer, but it's got to be highly desirable and valuable and something that people are really eager to get and search for. That's really going to help you grow that email list as quickly as possible. And then the 4th thing is definitely having somewhere that you are building relationships and helping to foster trust between you and your audience. So for some people, that might be they have a Facebook group. For other people, that could mean that you are constantly showing up on your Insta stories. And the way that we like to do things is incorporate, it's going to be similar content in those 2 places. That's kind of what I think one of the unknown things about stories is that a lot of people focus on really trying to, either sell people in stories or they just don't have a strategy. They just don't know what it's for. So what stories is really for is nurturing. People want to have a behind the scenes kind of look at your life to know, should I like and trust this person or not? And it is a really great way to be able to nurture those relationships with your audience. I also think if you're on the other side of things, you're in that, kind of that bucket of I like Facebook groups. They work for me, It's kind of the same thing. It's a nurturing and establishing yourself as an expert and authority and those sort of things. So those tools can work really well to strengthen those bonds and relationships, because even if you get somebody on your email list, it doesn't automatically mean they're going to buy from you. You need to continue to move them down the path on that relationship. And, when it comes to, how we actually do that, it is through, just think about any relationship. If you start dating somebody, if you stop seeing them in person and you stop talking, the relationship doesn't go further. So it's the exact same thing when it comes to utilizing these tools like Facebook groups, as well as, your Insta stories and things like that. You have to be continuously continuing the conversation with people to move them along that value journey so that they actually want to purchase. So what I've talked about so far is essentially the funnel that's a very basic version of a funnel that you would need to have in place. So from there, the fastest way to grow your income is once you have your funnel set up, meaning you have social media posts that drive to a lead magnet, and then that lead magnet is driving people to get on your email list. And then in your emails, you are launching, various products, you're sharing knowledge, you're establishing trust, likability and rapport. You want to send traffic there to get people there. This is how we 10x'd our business, was we got our funnel set up with those key components. Like I'm telling you, there was nothing different that I am secretly hiding that we did differently. Like those were the components we had. We were having inconsistent 10K months. And then the difference maker is we turned on the tap with Facebook ads and like Instagram ads. They're the same thing. And that is when our business blew up. And that is when we had our first 7-figure year. So you need to get those fundamentals into place first, and then you can drive traffic to your opt-in, to your lead magnet, and to your social media posts. Like there's various strategies for where you would go to a social media post versus where you might go to an opt-in. But both of those things can really help grow your business when you have a strategy behind it. So the fastest way to grow your business is not to just keep posting on social media. It is to build out this funnel with all those elements, which is a lot of work in terms of creating content and things like that. But ultimately, once you start doing that and you have that built, it can be automated in the future, which is amazing, which basically just means you set it up once. And you're going to have to tweak it, like you have to get it right. But then once you do have it right, you can get your ads set up so it's driving traffic there and just watch like the money flow in from there. And working your business becomes really, really, really easy. And I think that's the biggest difference with what I see network marketing doing that is not setting people up for success. It's basically saying, just post and people will come to you. They're watching your stories. You should definitely reach out to them. Bullshit advice. No, don't listen to that. Instead, focus on what do actual legit online marketers do. They do what I just taught you. They have a strategy, they have a funnel, and they drive traffic to it. They do not just hound and spam random people. Nobody builds a solid multiple 6-7-figure business like that. And that is definitely one of the biggest myths out there about how to grow the business. So hopefully this has dispelled some myths for you. And maybe you've had a big aha moment. I really hope that's happened for you. If this is something that you want to learn more about, I have an upcoming workshop. It's called Your Upline is Full of Shit. Cold messaging won't build a 6-figure business. Do this too. And I'm going to be breaking down the principles that I've talked about in today's episode to really help you get this stuff in line and to really know exactly what you should be doing instead. So again, that workshop is called Your Upline is Full of Shit, and cold messaging will not build a 6-figure business. Do this too. So if this workshop sounds like a dream come true, go to ashleyshaw.ca/6, like the number 6-figure workshop, and make sure that you register there to get all the training that is coming up. It's going to be a live training, and I'm going to dispel a lot more myths and give you some solid strategies you can implement right away. So that is ashleyshaw.ca/6-figure workshop. And I'm super pumped to see you guys all there. Until next time, we will see you guys right back here on Social Selling Simplified.
Thanks for taking the time to level up today. If you're ready to commit to personal and professional growth, move forward, make money, and grow your health and fitness business, head to my free community on Facebook, Business Bootcamp for Fitness Coaches, so I can support you every step along the way. Thank you so much for tuning in today, and we'll see you right back here next week on Social Selling Simplified.